First, I want to go through the reasons why people invest in real estate and why they think it's a good idea. And I'm going to debunk them, and then I'm going to go through my own reasons why you shouldn't invest in real estate. Okay, so number one, people invest in real estate because they think it's going to bring them passive income. Ideally, what happens is you buy a property, it's cash flow positive, you make $200 or $300 a month in it. That's if things go right. But in reality, every property is going to have problems to deal with. You're going to have appliances that break down, leaks that need to be fixed. You're going to have vacancies that need to be filled. Those vacancies might be for 1 month, they might be for 6 months, they might be for a year if you can't find a tenant. And if you don't want to handle this stuff, if you want it to be completely passive, then you have to hire a property manager. And if you're only clearing like $100 or $200 a month in cash flow, which is good, by the way, if you're at cash flow positive, that's good. A lot of guys are cash flow negative or just breaking even. But let's say you do manage to clear $200, $300 a month. Now that's going to go to the property manager because you want to have passive income. So if you actually want to make some money on this, it's not as passive as you think. Okay? It's not as passive. You know, I worked with a guy who owned 3 or 4 properties, and 2 of them were in England, and it seems like every 3 months he had to go back to England. There was a break-in, there was a fire, there was a furnace that needed being fixed, and he needed to be hands-on on all those things. This guy is going to have a nice portfolio to retire to when he's in his 40s and 50s, but every weekend when he wasn't working at the company, he would be doing something on one of his properties. This guy was very handy, very sharp, but this was no passive income. Okay, he was fixing everything himself, and it was not passive at all. And that is a big myth. Okay, this is hard work. To me, I think this is not something that you can do as a part-time job. Number 2, leverage. Okay, so you walk into a bank and you ask them for 10,000% leverage to gamble on penny stocks. They're going to look at you like you're taking bath salts. Okay, yet tell them you want to gamble in the housing market, and they will be more than happy to give you, percentage points of leverage. It's absolutely insane. And for those of you guys who think the housing market is safer than stocks, I mean, just look at the real estate crash of the U.S. in the early 2000s. A lot of guys get into real estate because it's the only type of investment where they can actually get access to that kinds of capital. But as we covered in part 1, leverage magnifies it. It magnifies the positive and the negative results. So it's great when the market moves your way, but it is an absolute disaster when the market moves against you. And I respect any guy who's going to take those risks, but building a portfolio is a leveraged house of cards that is only a few steps away from falling apart. And what a lot of guys don't think of is, let's say you buy a house with 10% down, so you only have $20,000 in actual equity that you put up for the house. It only takes a couple of percentage points for the market to move against you and to wipe out your entire investment on $20,000 down. Okay, so the market can slide 5% on whatever the $500,000 house, right? But your $20,000 gone, because from house to go to from 500,000 to, let's say, 470,000 or 480,000, not a huge dip in the market, not a disaster if you own the property completely. But when you're highly leveraged, there goes your 20 grand. There goes your entire investment into this property. Appreciation, number 3. As we covered in part 1, appreciation outside of a bubble is largely a myth. I want to direct you to Robert Shiller, the creator of the Case-Shiller Housing Index, and he's shown that real gains in housing since 1890, adjusted for inflation, only amount to 0.2% a year on average. 0.2%. Compare that to the S&P 500, which on average has returned 8%. You can check out the link in my article here. So outside of a housing bubble, your rate of return is actually far lower than on stocks, because prices can only rise in accordance with wages, right? It is impossible for housing prices to outstrip wages for a long period of time. And if you have a situation like we do in Toronto right now, where the Chinese are buying up every other property, that's only sustainable for so long. At the end of the day, you have a look at this chart, it reverts almost to baseline, almost to zero appreciation whatsoever.